Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I welcome you all again to learn the subject of social studies. Today we will be doing the 11th chapter in geography. India Natural Disasters. So now let's first try to understand what is the meaning of a disaster. Disaster, a serious disruption in the functioning of the society due to hazard. Hazard means the harm which causes a huge damage to the life, property, and the livelihood and requires external support is termed as disaster. In the same manner, the natural hazards which create widespread destruction are known as natural disasters. Disasters may be natural or man made, like bomb blast is a man made disaster. The various types of the natural disasters are the earthquakes, cyclones, tsunami, floods, landslides, storms, forest fires, drought. The natural disasters can be classified as the geological disasters and the weather associated disasters. The geological hazards are such as earthquakes, volcanoes, tsunamis, landslides, and avalanches. What is an avalanche? Avalanche is a rapid flow of snow down a slope such as a hill or mountain. It's like the landslide, okay? The way the land slides in the same manner when the snow slides, it is referred to as an avalanche. The weather associated natural disasters are cyclones, drought, floods, and epidemics. Most of the natural disasters are infrequent and unpredictable. What is the meaning of infrequent? The infrequent means not occurring often, or we can say rare. So we can conclude that these disasters are infrequent. They are very rare in nature and have no fixed time to occur. But, however, a better knowledge about them could reduce the extent of damage. Obviously, if you have a better knowledge of these hazards, then you can reduce the damage to the minimum. Our country, India, is a vast country and has been facing various natural disasters such as cyclones, floods, landslides, coastal erosions, earthquakes. I hope you remember I have already explained to you guys, or you might have already studied what is soil erosion, right? The erosion means the removing of the topmost layer of the soil. That's known as erosion. Now, let us study all these natural disasters one by one. Now let's begin with cyclones. What is a cyclone? Dear students, the word cyclone is derived from the Greek word cyclos, meaning the coils of a snake. Cyclone is a huge revolving storm caused by the winds. And this disaster is associated with the atmosphere. There are two types of cyclones, namely the tropical cyclones and the temperate cyclones. Now, what is the difference between the tropical cyclones and the temperate cyclones? The cyclones which occur in tropical areas, that's between the equator and Tropic of Cancer and Capricorn, are known as tropical cyclones. And if cyclones occur above the tropic, then they are known as temperate cyclones. Now let's try to understand what are the causes of these tropical cyclones. The most ideal conditions for the origin and development of tropical cyclones are the three conditions, very important from the examination point of view. So number one is the high temperature. The second is the calm air. And the third, highly saturated air. So there should be very, very high temperature. And the air must be calm. Like you might have seen during summer season. You see the temperature is high and the air is calm. The sky is blue. Calm air is a requirement, but not the result. Now, what is saturated air? The air that contains the maximum possible amount of water at high temperatures. And all these developments, all these conditions, they result in the development of the low pressure in the center, creating depressions. The relative high pressure prevails around the low pressure. What happens? Because of that, so the wind blows spirally inwards the center of the low pressure, causing cyclones. Such conditions are found in tropical zones, especially over the seas. Effects of cyclones. How they affect the society. Whenever the cyclones occur, what is the impact on the society? What is the effect on the society? The tropical cyclones are very destructive in nature. They cause loss of life and property, damage to the buildings, transport and communication system. They disrupt the power supply. They destroy the crops, vegetation, and animals. One of the recent cyclones we all witnessed or we all heard about it in the news is the cyclone Tokte, which caused a huge destruction of life and property in some of the areas of Gujarat. The distribution of cyclones in India. Now, what do you see in India? The most of these tropical cyclones, they develop in the Bay of Bengal. You know that the southern part of India, it's the peninsula surrounded by Bay of Bengal, Arabian Sea and the Indian Ocean. But most of the cyclones, they develop in the Bay of Bengal. Hence, the eastern coast is more prone to cyclones. It includes the coastal areas of Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Odisha, and West Bengal. Only a few cyclones develop in the Arabian Sea. The tropical cyclones occur in India mainly in which season? During the northeast monsoon season. And usually, these severe cyclones are found in the month of October and November. So October and November are known for severe cyclones. There are few cyclones which occur in the month of May and June. Like we have the cyclone Tokte in the month of May now. Now our next topic is the preventive measures. How is that one can prevent himself from cyclones? As all of you know, that the cyclones are the natural phenomenon. We cannot prevent them and we cannot stop them. But the people can pay heed to the warnings. Like ahead of the cyclone Tokte, people were already warned about it. So when there are cyclones in your area, you should keep in touch with the radio, television, and other means of communication lines, like the mobile phones. What are the other preventive measures? See, the temporary shelters should be provided during cyclones. Because whenever there is a cyclone, and there might be areas where the government might have announced the red alert, and those people, they are bound to vacate such areas. Now, what is the responsibility of the administration? The administration must provide them the temporary shelters. In the same manner, the other preventive measures can be: the cyclone proof structures can be constructed. The mangrove forests and the other deep rooted trees can be grown along the coastline to check the impact of cyclonic winds and soil erosion. That's all about the cyclone.